Good morning and welcome to an Inquisitive Crafter episode 60. 60! So exciting. Today is Friday, January 9th, and it is 10 o'clock in the morning. And I have been busy, so happy for that. My name is Susie. I am an inquisitive crafter, sharing my love of crochet and knitting and other crafty things with you. You are a little shaky today because you are balanced on a phone stand, which is on a pillow, and I'm on my new bed, my Christmas bed, that has an adjustable base that I love. It's super comfortable. I don't know how I lived without it. But every time I move, you're going to shake a little bit, and I'm so sorry. Maybe I should have called this a lazy crafter because I have other stands, like other phone setups that I could have done. But whatever. Okay. So, what has been going on with me? Okay, number one, I have allergies and my eyes will not stop leaking. Leaking is so bad. Very annoying. I'll just get the life stuff out of the way first, I guess. I work better if I take notes, but I didn't take any notes. But I just wanted to, share some things with you. Okay, let's do the life stuff at the end. I'm going to show you some finished objects that I've crocheted, some works in progress that are crochet and then knitting, mostly knitting. My stuff is all in a pile over here. I'm going to show you an acquisition, and I'm going to talk to you about some of my goals that I mentioned last time. Okay, what I have finished. All right, so first of all, well, this is my crocheted current whip also. So I was working on this washcloth, so beautiful, I am in a group on Ravelry called what is it called? Knitters Brewing Company. Sorry, Wendy. And we have a thread on there for NFL, football, and knitting. And every year, at the beginning of football season, you can sign up for this, and your payment or your pledge for it is to knit or crochet a washcloth, dishcloth. And then you're assigned a spot, like week 1 hostess or week 18 hostess. I am this year one of 2 hostesses for the winners of the season, whoever won the most games in the season, I guess. I don't really pay attention to football. I like Wendy Gall, the person who runs the group, and I just think it's funny. So, and my husband loves football, so it's something we can kind of talk about. He usually does my picks for me. Anyway, so I decided to work on this pine crest dishcloth, and I did it wrong. I started off wrong. I was putting my V stitches, the V cluster stitches, in the wrong place. So down here, can you see this? I'm about to put my hand up here. Let me see. Okay. I mean, no one's going to notice this, but down here, this is a V cluster stitch, but I don't know if I put the chain 1 in between, or if I just wasn't paying attention to the fact that these shell stitches were supposed to go in the middle of these cluster stitches. So I fixed it on the second go around. So you can see like right there, there's the V cluster stitch and there's the shell, and see how it's in the middle of that. But I tried to rip out to fix it over, and it didn't work. So this one's going to be for me, which was always the plan. I was always going to have two because I really like this pattern. It's very pretty. Well, so now I have completed, let me flatten it out. I haven't blocked it. I don't think I'm going to block it, but I have completed my dishcloth for the person that I'm sending this off to, who lives in Canada, and I've never mailed anything to Canada. So very excited. This was made from Lion Brand 24/7 cotton yarn. It is a chainette ply construction. Let me show you. Let me see if you can see the chainette ply. Okay, block my face. I don't know if you can see it with the light. Oh, there you go. There you go. See how it kind of looks like a braid right there? And regular yarn just looks like yarn. Just looks like string. So it's very interesting. It's very sturdy to work with, and I like it a lot. So I liked it so much that I decided to combine it with some scrubby yarn and make, where's my other one? Made some scrubbies. I don't remember the name of this pattern, but I'll put it in the show notes. So these are my scrubbies. You make this shape, parallelogram shape, if I remember my math terms correctly, and you then sew it together, and it's really scrubby. It feels like, I don't know if y'all had ever gotten the old orange scrubbers, sponges. They weren't sponges, they were scrubbies, but they used to be orange and yellow. Anyway, that's what this feels like. I'm very excited to work with mine. So I made this one first, and then notice there's a mistake. Well, on this one, okay, so you're supposed to have 20 stitches in each row, and by the end, I only had 13. I decided midway through that I knew the pattern. I didn't need to look at it anymore because I'm so perfect at crochet that I just knew that it was supposed to be 13 and not 20. So then when I tried to sew it together, it just didn't work out too well. And then something got stuck. This does not rip out. This stuff does not rip out very well. So I just thought, well, okay. I guess I could say it's the little loop to hold it by, but I don't think so. So this one's going to be mine. And then I made another one. So sorry, that was a big jostle. This one is a little bit better. It does have the correct amount of stitches, although I just had some issues sewing it together. But I think it's pretty good. So, and I have, okay, this was the first ball of yarn. I have 2 balls of this yarn, 2 skeins of this, and this is all I've made out of it. But then with the other skein that I still have yarn out of, I got this dishcloth and both these scrubbies, and I still have plenty of yarn to do another dishcloth, or another scrubby. That was great. I'm very happy. And I just think this is so beautiful. And when I see the pictures, the people that win, they post the pictures of the things they got, and they always look so beautiful. All of them knit, like everybody knits. But I like to crochet. That's my favorite, and it's faster. So I wanted to do something beautiful, and this, I think, is gorgeous. So hopefully the person that's getting this, whose name is Susan, like me, hope you enjoy this. I need to figure out this thing because you're just like shaking all over the place. Like a bowl full of jelly. Okay, so then the other things I've been working on, I went to the movies before Thanksgiving time. I went to see Wicked, and I wanted to have us something to knit in the movies. The whole reason I learned how to knit is because I have a dreadful fear of going blind. I actually do have glaucoma, so could happen, but I want to be able to craft when I'm blind. So I know that people can knit without seeing. I know that you can memorize that body movement, and so that's what I'm working on. There actually was a blind person who wrote a book on how to knit. I've never read that book, but I probably should. Maybe I'll find that. Anyway, okay, so I decided I was going to do the Friends fingerless mitts, which I have made one time before. And this is for my daughter in some pink yarn. What is this? Suburban Stitcher. It's a DK weight. I don't know the base. And it is called, what is it called? Quinceanera. So I thought this was a beautiful pink for my daughter. She works at a coffee shop at the window where she hands out the coffee. So this might be good for cold. Anyway, so I hardly got any knitting done the first time. After I did the cuff beforehand. I was all ready, and I went in the movies and I knit for like maybe 5 minutes, maybe less, and I screwed something up. I could feel it, and I wasn't really paying attention to the movie, so I stopped. So then this past week, I took my parents I haven't worked on this since. This past week, I went to see Song Sung Blue, which is about a tribute band for Neil Diamond, or a Neil Diamond tribute band, yes. And it was, I have so many things to say. Okay, so first of all, not knitting. I did not want to go see this. I thought this was about Neil Diamond. My mom loves Neil Diamond, so that's why I wanted to take her. And then I went and read, when I figured out this is about a tribute band, I read up some stuff on Wikipedia, which ruins everything for me, I know, but I'm addicted to it. I can't help it. And it talked about how, like, the kind of the plot of the story, and I thought, this is not anything I want to go see. And I was actually dreading the movie because I only like happy endings. I only like happy things, and I don't really want to cry because I'm an easy crier. And I knew all that stuff. I was going to cry. There's some hard things in the movie. So, but I thought, well, okay, I'm just going to go and I'm going to take some knitting. So I did. So this is how much I've gotten done. I didn't put a marker from the last movie, so I don't know. But I did have one, I think there, I had dropped a stitch all the way down to the ribbing. And so I did pick it up. But generally, it was pretty good. And I had something to do during like the more emotional moments. Like I'm already crying because of it. No, I think it's because of my allergies. But it was really good. It was so good. Hugh Jackman, hottie. What's the girl's name now? I can't remember. Kate Hudson? Anyway, the girl, whatever her name was. Amazing. I saw, right before I went to the movies, I saw an interview that Kelly Clarkson did with Kate and Hugh and then the daughter. And it was really good. And so I was more inspired and sort of looking forward to it. So, but it was really good. And then I watched the actual documentary that you can get on YouTube, Song Sung Blue. And a lot of the movie was similar. Like Hugh Jackman in his underwear. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm a little bit prudish. It made me feel a little awkward. But now I know why I did it. And I'd much rather see him, I will have to say. But anyway, it was really good, and I enjoyed it very much. And I think it should win some awards because it was really good. The documentary was also very good. Okay, so that is my movie knitting. And I don't have plans to work on this right now because unless I go to another movie. I've got other things I have to do. I am so like all the shiny things. Okay. I have been working on, I've been riding my exercise bike, which I got for Christmas, and I've been doing it. I'm up to 15 minutes a day. I'm working on strengthening my glutes and my legs because I have bad knees. And I have been doing, I love to do an Advent sock, a stripe a day in January. And so I am doing the 2024 Freckled Whimsy Advent. And here is, I'm all caught up. I mean, I've been caught up. I haven't had any problems pretty much. So this is a mini that I mean, it's just scrap yarn that I pulled from something else, but I thought would go well with it. There is a reason why, because there is some of that green in there. So, and green's my favorite color, and I knew I had enough of it. So there's the first one. There's the second one. Here's my Stitch Quest stitch marker. I don't remember what this little guy is called. And then here's my Adore Knits Dragon stitch marker. And it's all being held in my Katie's Randomness Stitch Quest bag. So I work on this and ride the bike, and I do my 15 minutes, and then I stop, but I finish the stripe because I can't get 2 stripes done in 15 minutes. And I watch a YouTube video. So I've really been enjoying that. And that leads me to what I want to, I'm just jumping around all over. What I want to accomplish, I think, for this year. I think this year for me may be the year of Advents. So I have 2, I love the stripe a day. It makes me feel so accomplished. And I have 2 more skeins of Advent yarn that I did not get around to knitting or doing anything with in the year that I got the yarn. So I think I have, what do I have? I have 2 Cozy Knitter skeins from last year and the year before. They are fingering weight, which is why I started this one. This is Freckled Whimsy, and it is DK weight. And I thought right now, while I'm so into trying to complete these challenges I'm working on, I'm going to stick with the DK weight. But then I think I'm going to go to the fingering weight, and I'm going to work on those. And I also have several like yarn advents, mini skein advents, and I have plans for them, and I haven't done anything. I think I'm going to try to get something done every day this entire year on some kind of advent something, and just see where that takes me, because I do want to buy advents for the next year for Christmas 2026, and I will feel really guilty if I don't have some stuff finished. I have a blanket on the go that I started with my, I don't know what year it was, but I got a Suburban Stitcher Advent. It was a fade, and I started Helen Stewart's Habitation Throw. And I also have Suburban Stitcher the year after. She did like a pastel-y, pinky, subtle, neutrally kind of advent, and I haven't touched that. And I could do, I have 3 of Helen Stewart's. I've got her button box throw. I've got her, what's the one she does in the round? For her knit vent, she comes out with these projects that are all similar to the Habitation Throw, with 10 rows of something and then a row of something else, and then 10 rows of something and a row of something else. And so I started, a blanket for my husband, a granny square blanket. I started a granny square blanket for me, not out of Advents, but out of a yarn collection that I had gotten, a 1 skein a month for the whole year from Expression Fiber Arts. And I'm making a shawl and a blanket out of that, and I need to finish these things. Moonglow Yarn Co. had a 2025 mini skein a month thing they had done, and it was a rainbow. You got 10 mini skeins per month, and they will all be like in a color family, and they would go in the order of the rainbow. So like 1 month you'd have yellow, 10 skeins of different types of yellow. 1 month you'd have 10 skeins of different type of green. And then people have been putting them in these beautiful granny squares blankets. And she is not doing one mini skein club. She's not doing it for 2026, but she did re-dye some of her 2025s, and I went just to see, maybe I want it. $600, which I'm not actually complaining about the price, because that's 10 mini skeins per month for 12 months. That's a lot of mini skeins, but $600. I wish I'd won the lottery. I need to play the lottery so I can win the lottery, but I wish I'd won because I would really love to get that. So beautiful. The blankets I've seen made are gorgeous. How would I feel about having a $600 blanket? And that's not including the skeins of yarn. You would probably need 3, maybe 4 skeins of yarn. I don't know, to do the borders. That's not including that. And that's not including the time element. But I still want. I want. Anyway, I have no business getting that because I haven't finished any of my other habits. But that's my plan, and I'm super excited about that, like really thrilled. Okay, then the last work in progress I have. Okay, so I have not worked on my husband's stocking. I said I wanted to have that done by the time we put up our Christmas things, which is this weekend. This weekend is the baptism of our Lord in the Catholic Church, and that's the end of Christmas. So I've got to take my outside lights down. I don't have very many of those, thank goodness. I've got to take all my Christmas stuff down in the house. My husband says he's going to help, but we will see. We will see. In the past, it was great. I would, on a Sunday, I would go and take a nap. And then I'd say, okay, we'll take Christmas down after I get up from my nap. And I'd get up and he'd have the whole tree down. But I don't think it's going to happen this year. Anyway, okay. So I was working on that stocking, trying to get that finished. What else was I working on? Is there anything else? I guess that was the one thing. But I've set that aside for a little bit because we have some things going on in January. So first off, I'm in the Down Cellar Studios Pigskin Party, which goes the whole football season, American football. It goes from September 9th all the way through the Super Bowl weekend in February. And we have a whip down challenge. So I need to get a whip that started before September 9th or 6th or whatever the date was and finish that. And I haven't started yet. I just saw this challenge yesterday, day before yesterday. So I have a like a crochet banner, not banner, but like artwork. It'll just be like a arrow thing. Anyway, I'm making this banner, I'm calling it a banner, for my pins, because I have a whole bunch of cute knitting and crochet pins that I've gotten from makers and bought for things, and I don't like to put them on my project bags because they come off, and then I lose them, and that makes me sad. So I thought I could crochet a banner or to put up on my wall, and probably right there. And I could put all my pins on it, and that would make me really happy. So I can finish that, I'm pretty sure. But the challenge is over, I want to say, on the 16th. What's today? 9th? Saturday 10th, Sunday 11th, 12th. So what is that, Martin Luther King weekend? I think. Anyway, so I need to finish that. And then there's also, through the month of January, in the same make-along, is a... what is it called? I don't remember what it's called, but you need to use 4 colors and it needs to be a wearable. And ideally you do, like they wanted you to do socks where you do the cuff 1 week of the 2 socks, the legs, the heel, the foot and toe. But I didn't want to. So I decided to do a hat for my daughter. A doodle hat, which will also go with a January doodle bingo that I'm participating in the doodle headquarters that Jamie Lomax of Pacific Knit Co. has that app on the Somebody's calling me and I don't know who it is. Okay. So I had a long search for colors, and I have chosen Yarnable, Hypnotic Yarn, Saltwater Taffy, and I have the tags in here, but I keep knocking this bag over and everything falls out, so I've lost the tags. Is it in here? I don't know where it is. Oh, this one has one. And then this was the corresponding, this is DK weight yarn. This is the corresponding mini skein. Hold on, let me tell my son. Okay, that's done. Okay, so that's 2 colors, Tide Pool and Saltwater Taffy. This was July 2025's. Here's the Tide Pool tag, but they were a set from Yarnable, which is a yarn a month subscription from Hypnotic Yarn. And then I picked out this pink. I don't know where this pink came from. And then I picked out this Sparkle Purple, which was a Mardi Gras color, I think, from oh shoot, some guys in Louisiana, and I'd gone to a yarn crawl and saw them, and now I can't remember their names, but I will figure it out. And I've used this on some socks, and now I'm using it in the hat. So I've been working. I need to get 2 inches of cuff done, and I have ripped this sucker out so many times. Okay, so it was like 136 cast on, and I did it once. I got to 80 and ran out of yarn because I hadn't done, I was doing a long tail cast on. I hadn't done it correctly. And so then I pulled it all out and I did the cast on and started, and I got half an inch done and looked, and I twisted the yarn. I was trying to do this at stoplights in the car when I would go pick up my husband, and I twisted the brim. So I had to rip that out. So sad. And then I cast on, and I cast on, let me see, I had 3 cast ons to get to that point. And then I cast on again, and finally it's working. I'm doing the base doodle hat from Pacific Knit Co. It's not going to be very slouchy, just a beanie, base doodle beanie. And then I'm going to put, I don't know if I'll put a design with this, but this is going to be right above the brim, just like a line. And then I'm going to do some hearts, and I'm going to do some coffee cups because my daughter, with hearts in them, because my daughter works at a coffee shop. So I am very excited. I hope this looks good. I do not pick out colors well. This is all messed up. Apparently I'm just going to rescan the whole thing. I'm super excited, but I'm a slow knitter. Am I going to get this done in a month? I don't know. Will it be cold enough to wear by then? My daughter has braids right now with extra hair added in, but you can see her scalp, like, because of the way she did the braids. So I thought a hat would be really good for her. And she loves pink. That's her brand. That's her brand. Okay, oh, and I'm keeping this in a Whimsy Stitches bag. I love these bags. This one says, Let Love Brew. So it reminds me of tea. Oh, and I just saw something. I've been, okay, the washcloths I showed you, the dishcloths I showed you, I crochet, excuse me, with, oh, I saw it and I lost it. Where'd it go? With my TLY, Tony Lipsy Yarn Co., I guess, and Hobie hooks. I love these this was a great investment. Well, it was a gift, but an investment. They're so good. Look how they fit my hand. Look, they're a beautiful color. And they're so light. And the metal of the hooks just, and it's got my favorite Susan Bates style of hook, which is the inline, I think is what it's called, where it's all straight. Anyway, love this. Love this so much. Watch out for ghost snow, maybe. See previous episodes to talk about ghost snow baby. Anyway, okay, so I got Yarnable. So sorry. You fell. You fell. You okay? Do you have a headache? Need some ice? Okay. Oh, I dropped something. Okay. Well, one thing dropped. I'm not getting it because I need to finish this up. Okay, so I get the DK, plush DK, the main skein and a mini skein, coordinating mini skein. The mini skein, this is January 2026, Master of Disaster. Has a little meditating crazy brain guy. I don't know what this is referring to. I think it's just trying to be calm. And then here is the main skein. Chaos Coordinator. This is in her 8515 plush DK base. So that looks crazy. And I thought, okay, yeah, Chaos Coordinator, Master of Disaster, sure. But then the goodies, I just dropped one on the floor, but I'll show you what I have. So this is a pin. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. It's a dumpster fire. Some dumpster fire stitch stoppers to put on my knitting needles so my stitches don't fall off. And then what I dropped was a writing pen that has this little light of mine. I'm going to let it shine. And the dumpster fire at the top. And then there is a keychain. The world is going crazy. United States is going crazy. What we are doing is wrong, is wrong, is wrong. We should not be killing our own citizens. We should not be sending armies out to detain our citizens. We should not be interfering in other countries without Congress approval. We should not be putting money into offshore accounts. We should not be allowing our president to have a conflict of interest by opening up his own bank. Did you know he did that? Have you been paying attention? I can't. And then watching the trial of the Uvalde school shooter. I've been seeing some of that, and that as a parent and a teacher and a human being, that's heartbreaking. It's all okay. Can't. So I thought this was, how did she know? Was she just going on the status quo at the time of her having that printed? I don't know. Anyway, okay, to change the subject and my final. So I have finally picked up my Atomic Habits workbook. And I just wanted to share a little bit with you. If you have never read Atomic Habits, he is really into the getting like small improvements. But the way you make a habit stick is it's small and sustainable. And he talks about improving 1% every day. He says in his workbook, he said also, you don't have to reread the book to do the workbook, which I'm so grateful because that was adding some stuff on my list. He said, in the beginning, there's basically no difference between making a choice that is 1% better or not. In other words, it won't impact you very much today. But as time goes on, these small improvements compound, and you suddenly find a very big gap between people who make slightly better decisions on a daily basis and those who don't. Here's the punchline. If you get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. That's probably a more massive result than you would ever expect, even from a one-time heroic leap, and yet it's achievable through just one tiny change a day. And then he says, the inverse is true also. If you get 1% worse each day for 1 year, you'll decline nearly down to zero. The lesson is that what starts as a small win or a minor setback grows into something much greater. And then he shows a little picture. I don't really understand all that math. Numbers are not my thing. But here is your 1%. Here's your improvement. Look how far. And then there's your setback. There's your baseline. I get the picture. So my 1% improvement is I've been doing that cycling and knitting. I'm also trying to do my Get Fit with Rick app and do I'm doing it's like 24 minutes a day of indoor walking. Kind of Tai Chi walking, but he doesn't call it Tai Chi walking. And I'm just making sure that I get at least one of those done every day. And I've been on Weight Watchers. That was an adjustment. I like it. I don't always stick with it very well, but I like it, and I like what it's going to do for me and what it is doing for me. And finally, some weight is starting to drop. So not huge, not like it would have been if I'd had been able to go on the Wegovy that I had initially talked about going on with my doctor. But I'm happy with this because no side effects. I mean, are there side effects to working out? I don't think so. And especially not the way I work out, which is minimal, couch potato-y. Okay. What are your goals? What are your plans? Are you working at reducing your stash? Are you working at crafting every day? Are you working at getting 1% better on something? I would love to know. So if you have something that you're working on, please share it in the comments. If you have something you want to work on, share that also. If you have a better understanding of James Clear's math, share that with me. And most importantly, stay inquisitive. Have a great day.